Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? Yeah, it's Well Red Beard. It is a damn fine day to talk about a book. And today we're here for a book review. We're going to talk about The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Um, Kind of gone down the rabbit hole with Ryan Holiday. I stumbled across him on YouTube, and I know that if you follow me closely, I've already talked about this, but this is I'm going to change the name of the channel to the Repetitive Channel rather than Well Red Beard. But I mean, I'll try to be brief here. He's an author. He's like a scholar of Stoicism. He read this book when he was like 19 years old, changed his life, and has kind of adopted this entire business model on stoicism, and writing books related to that. So self-help, self-growth philosophy is what it really is. I kind of look at it as it's like a it's stuff, right? It's common sense, but it's gathered and then laser pointed, finely tuned to, I guess, speak, right? And I enjoyed it. I gave the book 4 stars. It is my first holiday read. I've since went out and picked up like a set of like 5 books of his, and gonna slowly get through them. Again, I've been trying to read more of this stuff. I mean, maybe we all are. I don't know, but I am like this. I like inspirational stuff, right? Like I like quotes and one-liners. I coach high school football, and so I use a lot of that stuff on my kids. I mean, it's really one of those things where, again, trying to get them to know what I know now. I mean, the simple stuff like don't waste so much damn time, but you heard it, youth is wasted on the young, and so on and so forth. And I was guilty of, basically throwing away my youth on alcohol and just pointless endeavors, right? But anyway, try so I use a lot of this stuff on my kids. But this book to me again, it just kind of refocused me on how to deal with adversity, how to make adversity your advantage. I mean, because you can't, I mean, what's the alternative? I mean, we all run into obstacles, we all run into adversity. We all know that you know, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, there's nothing you can do about a shitty diagnosis from a doctor. There's nothing you can do about the fact that thanks to current administration, my 401k is wow. Yeah. The funny thing about that? Funny thing about that is that when Mr. Trump got elected to his second presidency, yeah, I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to get hyper political. But I just said, you know what? No matter what I think about Trump, he's always been good for the U.S. economy, right? Or that's what they say, right? I was like, I'm gonna put all my stuff in U.S. stocks. Yeah, I got a good slap in the face over that one. So, but I'm young. I mean, I'm not young, but I'm young as far as the fact that I'm probably never gonna fucking retire young. So, yeah. Anyway, that's an obstacle, right? But anyway, so kind of common sense stuff but gathered in a way that and presented in a way that I could, smarter than me, that type of stuff. So briefly, before I really get into like the synopsis and whatnot, I don't have a handle on reviewing books like this. Last week I did Atomic Habits by James Clear. I mean, I enjoy these books, and they've actually, especially Atomic Habits, have made me make small changes in my life that to be honest with you, make me a happier person, make me feel better day to day. I mean, simple things just like, tiny fitness things, trying to watch the damn sunrise every chance I get, just little shit like that. But the point I'm trying to make is I don't really feel comfortable like reviewing these, and I don't, this is good for me. I don't want to come off as preachy. I'm going to start these reviews with the same thing I say to my wife, like we'll be talking about stuff. Let's say, for example, we're talking about stuff in her career. I always preface, I mean, she's asking for my opinion, right? And I'm willing to give my opinion, but I always start those conversations with, I don't know shit about shit, but, here's what I think, so because otherwise I come off as preachy and like, I know the right path and I know what's best for her and I don't, anyway, but a little bit of synopsis here. It says, starts off with the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. We are stuck, stymied, frustrated, but it needn't be this way. There is a formula for success that's been followed by the icons of history, from Marcus Aurelius to Amelia Earhart to Ulysses S. Grant to Steve Jobs, a formula that showed them how to turn obstacles into opportunities. Faced with impossible situations, they produced the astounding triumphs we all seek. These men and women were not exceptionally brilliant, lucky, or gifted. Their success came from timeless philosophical principles laid down by a Roman emperor who struggled to articulate a method for excellence in any and all situations. This book reveals that formula in a way and shows us how we can turn our own adversity into advantage. It says, we might not be emperors, but the world is still constantly testing us. It asks, are you worthy? Can you get past the things that inevitably fall in your way? Will you stand up and show us what you're made of? Many have answered this question in the affirmative. A far rarer breed has shown that they rally at every such challenge, that the challenge makes them better than if they never face the adversity at all. Now it's your turn to see if you're one of them, if you'll join their company. This book will show you the way. All right, that's a little bit heavy, right? A little bit, I don't know. I just wanted to read the damn book. But, um, uh, holy cow, I think this is a signed copy. That's weird. I did not know that this was a signed copy until just now. Wow, that's cool. So anyway, I actually got this at the International Book Project. But this so yeah, I mean, the obstacle is the way. I'm sure you could immediately think of things, I mean, again, I mean, we can't, just ignore them, right? So really, I'm stumbling. If you didn't notice, I really don't know what else to really say about this book other than to highlight a few things that really stuck with me. Again, we all know this stuff. I mean, it's the human condition that there are going to be, you know, struggles, constant struggles. So, for me, like what I try to do is um, try to measure the good times in the same way that I measure the bad times, right? Because I feel that if I let the good times take me too high, then the bad times are going to take me, really low. But so some of the stuff in here that really really stuck with me. Um, so Borges, uh, Jorge Luis Borges, he said, as a writer, which I haven't read any of his work. I've wanted to. I've actually read a book of poetry by, man, she's a Chicago author. I'm drawing a blank. That's horrible. Anyway, but I read a book of poetry kind of dedicated to him. But as a writer, and I believe generally all persons must think that whatever happens to him or her is a resource. The great Jorge Luis Borges once explained, all things have been given to us for a purpose, and an artist must feel this more intensely. All that happens to us, including our humiliations, our misfortunes, our embarrassments, all is given to us as raw material, as clay, so that we may shape our art. A couple other things here. And this was from Marcus Aurelius. It said, "Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions, because we can accommodate and adapt. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." I'm not going to do too many of these. There's a section on Rockefeller there that I highlighted, but um, I love this quote from Epictetus because, I am one thing that I've taken from these books is I really try to not be reactionary. I really try not to immediately react to things, to negative things, especially when I feel like someone's done me wrong, right? Like I try not to explode in those types of situations. And it says, don't let the force of an impression when it first hits you knock you off your feet. Just say to it, hold on a moment. Let me see who you are and what you represent. Let me put you to the test. I like that. I'll do a couple more and then oh, it talks about the serenity prayer. You've heard it. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. But it says, this is how they focus their efforts. It's a lot easier to fight addiction when you aren't also fighting the fact that you were born, that your parents were monsters, or that you lost everything. That stuff is done, delivered. 0 in 100 chances that you can change it. So, what if you focused on what you can change? That's where you can make the difference. Um, there's one more about memento mori, which, that's something that, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think I knew what it meant. I've heard memento mori, over and over and over again, but I've only recently put, the whole idea of, remember you must die, right? Remember you are mortal. Um, and I've kind of held on to that. And I guess at the end of the day, really what I've taken from this stuff in general is to, you know, be more conscious of every day, be more conscious of my time, be more conscious of what I'm spending my time on, and that's really it. Again, Ryan Holiday. If you don't know who he is, just look on YouTube. Like I said, the first thing I saw was so he's got a bookstore, and in this bookstore, it's just the titles that he and his wife love. Like, for example, a normal bookstore may carry 10,000 titles. They carry like 1,000. But he brings people in there, and they walk around the store, and he hands them books. So, what are you into? What are you reading right now? You should read this. A lot of it's nonfiction stuff. But it's for whatever reason, watching Ryan Holiday and Matthew McConaughey talk about books. I mean, it was kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like every time I start one, I'm like, mm, this is the 10-minute video. I'm never gonna get this time back. But like for downtime, like when I'm eating lunch or something, I will usually watch something like that. And I don't know, I just enjoyed it. And then so I kind of started looking at the books they started talking about, and so I'm going down the path with this. To be honest with you, like I'm not there yet. I mean, maybe this is not the best translation, but while I definitely have picked a few, really really good things from this. Like this reads a lot better for me, easier for me than this. But so anyway, it's part of my 1% better thing, and I believe in that shit. And I also think that that at least by thinking about my mortality and thinking about you are 48. I mean, if you're lucky, what do you got? I mean, I mean, can I hope for 30 years? I don't know, but I find just by thinking about that, it feels like there's more value to the days. It feels like same thing with reading. Like I go to bed at night with a book. I get up in the morning, and the first thing I think about is grabbing that book. I mean, now I may not even crack it because, like, I may have to get up and get into something else. But um, I feel like I mean, something as simple as knowing that I have to wake up tomorrow to finish this book. I have to wake up tomorrow to find out what happens next. I almost feel like there's some. I'm not saying that that's keeping me alive, but you, I think you get what I'm saying. So that's what this stuff has done for me. It just made me more conscious, more conscious of what's important to me, and like I said, trying not to waste uh, however more days I have, on this earth. So the obstacle is the way. Ryan Holiday. He's got another one called, I think, stillness is the key. He's got one called ego is the enemy. I've been using that on my players. Ego is the enemy of excellence. Um, and he's got some other like books about like stoicism and whatnot. So yeah, so I've got some more on the way to me, but yeah, the obstacle is the way. I gave it 4 stars. Ryan Holiday. Anyway, this is Well Red Beard. I know it's weird. I know it is. I mean, I usually come here and talk about horror fiction or at least fiction. So if you're continuing on this you know reading journey with me, if you're here, I appreciate you. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying all your books. We got some sunshine here today. It's cold. I mean, it is cold. It was 28 degrees when I woke up this morning. So the temperature has dropped, but again, we're coming off of like 3 or 4 days of rain. Like 10 to 12 inches of rain, rivers flooding, low level areas flooding type rain. So I will take the sunshine. I'll put my sock hat back on for a day. I always miss it anyway because I wear this thing from like October to March. But um, anyways, it's sunny out though, and I'll take it. So well, Redbeard, I'll talk to you later.